Folks, you've changed my mind. Not really, but some people were able to use the English language to communicate thought in a way that made me slightly more sympathetic to the pro skill-based matchmaking portion of the Call of Duty population. And some people just attempted to say something. I recently uploaded a video where I went into the Black Ops 6 beta with a brand new account in the name of science to see what happened. This is one of those games from that experiment, and I, like many others, was shocked to see that there were lobbies as bad as some of them that I was in. Some were convinced that these couldn't possibly even be real people, and that Activision was filling these lobbies way down in this bottom tier with bots. A few people jumped into the comment section to defend skill-based matchmaking. The only issue is their reason for skill-based matchmaking is one of my biggest reasons against it. They want to be able to relax and enjoy the game. Like this individual said here. The world don't revolve around you. Just BC, you waste years of your life getting good at this game. After, if get off work, hit the gym and have a life, I want to sit down, play a game or two of COD. I don't care to be on with sweat streamers and want to be pros. If we disregard the lack of punctuation, the point is clear. People are busy, life is stressful, and when you come home, you want to sit down, relax, and play a few games of Call of Duty. That's it. But so do I. And what I'm assuming are a majority of Call of Duty players. A lot of us remember a simpler time when they used team balancing to even out the teams. This usually created fun games with players of all skill levels on both teams, giving everybody a chance to succeed and possibly get a little better each match. Most of the time, you never played against a full team of sweats like it seems like a lot of the pro skill-based matchmaking crowd is scared of. The lower skilled players could battle it out with the low skilled players while also being challenged by a few higher skilled players in the lobby. After a while, whether you meant to or not, you got a little better. Now nobody knows if they're getting better or how good they are because the matchmaking is designed to keep you right around a 1 KD. We used to be able to stay in a lobby we enjoyed and leave lobbies we hated until we found one that was just right for our mood that day. Now the whole lobby breaks up after every game to try and put you in what Activision considers the correct game so that you don't do too well and possibly get somebody to put the game down for a little while. They're constantly running experiments on us to see how far they can push the matchmaking to keep the low-skilled players feeling good so they go and spend money in the store. And I understand how this can sound like a good thing. Activision is a company and their job is to make money. And if what they are doing makes some people play the game a little longer and have enough fun to possibly spend money in the store, then why not? Activision claims when they loosen skill-based matchmaking, the lower skilled players leave the game. The problem is that they have slowly tightened up the matchmaking over the years so that the bottom 20% of players are only used to that bottom 20%. When you introduce them to higher skilled players for a week, of course they're not going to have as much fun and maybe not play as much. Everybody stops playing when they aren't having fun or feel like they're having an off day. Then when these players hop back in a week later and the skill-based matchmaking is back to normal, they do better and stay in the game longer because now those high-skilled players are gone and they are back in their safe little protected lobbies. My point is these tests people pay to be a part of to shovel more money into a billion-dollar company are set up in a way where they can really only have one outcome. Then Activision publishes a 28-page white paper with charts and numbers that a lot of people probably don't even understand or care to take the time to even look at, that show that skill-based matchmaking is better for lower-skilled players and try to tell us that the reason that old Call of Duties can be sweatier than new ones, which really isn't my experience, is because they didn't have skill-based matchmaking as strong as the games do now, so the only players left are the higher-skilled players. This is baloney, folks. The reason the only players left might be higher skilled in a 10-year-old game is because they love that game and they've been playing for the last decade. They also leave out the fact that these older Call of Duties are infested with hackers and Activision doesn't care to get rid of them. But they still charge almost full price for a 10-year-old game that might not even be safe to play on certain platforms. Call of Duty has gone from don't go too hard on the Christmas noobs to protect the Christmas noobs at all costs. It makes me wonder why they keep something as unpopular as skill-based matchmaking to make this small percentage of players happier. It has to be a financial reason. They shut down Warzone 1 because they took the store out of the game and it was still too popular and was taking players away from Warzone 2, which meant they weren't spending money in the game, and I will never forgive them for that because Warzone 1 is just far superior to Warzone 2, the Warzone we have now, in really almost every way. but they have to be making a lot of money off of these low-skilled players who I can only assume are children, at least a lot of them. Kids have always played Call of Duty, but now we have the iPad generation hopping in. These kids that were given an iPad to shut them up as a baby and now require constant stimulation have Call of Duty as their babysitter. This explains the flashy skins and camos and small maps that require no thought and it's just constant action, boom, 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 boom. They start the game, see the battle pass with some stuff they want, so they buy that. Then they realize the black cell has more stuff, so they throw that in as well. They probably have their parents' credit card tied to their account, might not even understand the value of the money that they're spending, and their parents don't know or don't care because little Steve is locked away in his room yelling racial and homophobic slurs to people on the internet and effing and jeffing as much as they want, but he's not bothering them, so it's fine. And Steve makes his way to the store and sees a skin that he likes, so he spends $20 on a bundle just so he can see the hands of the skin because the game is in first person. I've stopped calling these microtransactions because $20 is just a full transaction. Obviously, this isn't everybody in these low-skilled lobbies, but it could be a significant portion. It really doesn't take much to get good enough at the game to be okay in a lobby with one or two good players on the other team. The one thing that a pro skill-based matchmaking commenter said that I can 100% agree with is that it isn't going anywhere. And this also falls on average and higher skilled players. So many of them complain about skill-based matchmaking, but then go and immediately buy the newest bundle in the store, and it just doesn't help anything. If we want things to actually change, we need to give Activision a reason to do it, and shoveling money out there for their useless cosmetics is definitely not the way to do it. I know sometimes the metagun is a lot easier to unlock or purchase, I guess, by buying the bundle or a battle pass, but it's not worth it. Folks, let me know what you think. Like the video, hit the subscribe button, and always remember...